Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you've been having a good past week and I hope you've been enjoying my Japan travel vlogs. I'm filming this the night before I leave and I am so excited. It doesn't really feel real, I guess because I haven't packed. Thank you so much to everyone who sent me those questions and I'm going to start getting into them. First one is from the Instagram account Brett's World. A genie pops out of a lamp and grants you 3 wishes. What would they be? First one would be an unlimited supply of water to everyone around the world, because a lot of people don't have access to clean water. For everyone in the world to have at least a standard income, or if not, have a standard level of education. Like that be something that the government's put a lot of money towards. I wish for all of my friends and family to be happy and healthy. Most of them are happy and are healthy, which is amazing, but obviously things happen in life, so not all of them are all the time. So yeah, I guess that's my wish, including me though. So the next question is again from Brett's World on Instagram, and it is, do you find your mental health takes a beating through being a YouTuber? I remember the timing of receiving this question was uncanny because during the day I'd had a big discussion with my friend Jordan about exactly this topic, and I was weighing up the positives and the negatives that it has on your mental health, and it's actually a really interesting topic. YouTube itself hasn't had a negative effect on my mental health at all, really. I've had a few negative comments over 3 or 4 years. I'm close to 4 years this April, and that's amazing. I think it's only brought me positive things to my mental health. I think it's really increased my confidence a huge amount. Like sitting down right now is making me happy, and it's making me feel more confident, and it's making me feel productive. But I actually think vlogging has added more positivity to my mental health than this has. For example, if I'm having a problem and I talk about it on camera, I find that I feel like a weight is lifted off my shoulders, and during editing, I actually feel like it's therapeutic because I'm reflecting and it reminds me that I literally got through that. And anything that I'm going through at that point in my life, I'm like, well, I got through that. It's just a constant reminder. And I think reflecting and taking note and learning is some of the most important things that you can do for your mental health and happiness in general. But in terms of how all of this has had a negative effect on my mental health, it's anything outside of YouTube. It's all the other social media. Some of it I haven't spoken about before because it was way back when I started and I just didn't like opening up about stuff like that. I guess because I was still in that environment and it was still going on and I didn't want to make it worse. On my Facebook page, I used to have some people from high school just comment bits here and there. It feels like if you were in a classroom and there were people all like laughing and talking about you and you're just sitting there. It just feels unpleasant and uncomfortable. In terms of Instagram, my actual Instagram, I don't really get anything negative. The only bad thing I had was someone making a fake sheribubble fan account in high school. I don't really know who made it. It's still kind of a mystery, and it's still actually existing, which is weird, but there's no followers in it at all. And because I had such a small account back then, I knew it wasn't genuine. And at the time, there were a bunch of people who had followed it and they were that group again. My Tumblr, because it has an anonymous section, I have received some hate in there in the past, but hasn't really been that bad in all honesty. Maybe it has been, I just can't remember, which is a really good thing. And now the final social medias I'm sure you guys were waiting for me to talk about. Anonymous sites such as Ask.fm or QMe. I don't suggest those. I really don't. If you receive enough bad ones, you notice it taking a toll on your mental health in a negative way, for sure. So if you feel that happening, please, for me, shut it down or lock it. In the long term, it can do so much damage. I used to receive like 10 negative things per day, and that takes a toll. You think you're dealing with it, but then you just notice even your physical health just starts going down and you're just not happy and you're like, huh, I wonder why. So now the next question from Instagram is from the Instagrammer and photographer DNA Photos. He is such a good photographer and he is a good friend of mine, so I really suggest you go check out his account and just give some of your favorite photos a like. That would be amazing. And his question is, what's on your bucket list? I have to admit, I don't have a bucket list, which I feel like is something I would enjoy doing. Maybe a potential video. Is anyone interested in me making a proper bucket list? As most of you guys would know though, I'm not a thrill seeker at all, so jumping out of a plane or a roller coaster, well, not jumping out of a roller coaster, but going on a certain roller coaster or bungee jumping, I'm just not interested in any of that stuff. A lot of mine are industry related stuff, which I'm sure you've heard me blab on about enough, but Even just simple stuff, like I would love to work on a feature film. That is a scary goal to put out there, but I actually do think it's achievable. I think if I started my career path when I was 30 or 40 or 50, I would be doubting that, but I am graduating at the age of 20. That is very young, so I think throughout my life I will work on at least one feature film, and that's so exciting to me. So that'll definitely be on my bucket list. I also really want to work on a TV show, and I think it'll be really cool being in a crew that's so passionate about the story, and that will be amazing. It'll be really cool to film a really big concert. Like my teacher has filmed the Pink concert, and recently when I was at Flume, he was filming that too. Anyway, I just think I should leave the rest of this for an actual video because I think this will make a great one, and I will spend a lot of time working on that list, making sure it's exactly what I want. Next one is from the Instagrammer Shame on Jess, and the question is, where do you want to travel to? Somewhere you haven't been yet. I would say Japan, but as you know, that's already happening, which is crazy. That's a place I've wanted to travel to for so many years. But other than that, I have areas of the world I'd like to travel to. So for example, like Norway and Greenland and Iceland and Alaska, any of those places will be amazing. I really want to go to Canada for sure. I really want to go to Italy. I've been saying literally since I was like 6 or 7 years old that I wanted to have my honeymoon in Italy. So I guess that's actually on my bucket list technically, but I wouldn't be mad if that didn't happen. Next question is from the Instagrammer Erica Barra. I really hope that's how you say your name. How do you stay motivated with everything you do? I was really surprised when I received this question because I don't see myself as motivated. Most of the time I am unmotivated, I'm procrastinating, I'm making excuses. That's one of my major flaws. I've noticed that it definitely holds me back in so many ways. Like with YouTube, for example, throughout last year, I ideally wanted to film every week, but I'll procrastinate it even though I was enjoying it, or I would find reasons for why I couldn't, like, oh, I have a pimple on my face. Like that was the dumbest thing, but I have actually thought that before. And I would just make excuses so I didn't have to, because a lot of the time I'm just lazy. I ideally want to be in bed and watch Netflix. That's my like standard need in life. That's what I love doing, and when I have days off, that's what I do. I don't really know how to give advice on motivation. I really don't, and I really wish I could in the future because I know it's something that a lot of people struggle with. If I come across as motivated, it's because I'm only showing you the times I'm feeling motivated. I guess the main thing that keeps me motivated at the end of the day is that most things in my life I love doing and I'm passionate about it and it's very fun. At the end of the day, even if I don't feel like I have the energy, I always have in the back of my mind that I know I will be enjoying it. So that definitely does push me. If you reflect right now at all the main things in your life and you think there is a way that you can change them that would make you happier and will therefore make you more motivated, that would be amazing. For example, if I had a part-time job at, let's just say, McDonald's, which wouldn't make me very happy, then I would know that I should start putting out resumes for places that I would love to work. And eventually, if it led to me getting one of those jobs and I switched, I would therefore enjoy it more and then would be more motivated to work. If I am just not looking forward to my day at uni, I don't like the classes, or I'm just feeling really stressed, if I know that I'm going to be having a really nice lunch in the middle, it will motivate me to go. The next question is from Instagram, and it is from the Instagrammer Steph Lucas. And the question is, how did you get over the awkwardness of vlogging in public? Honestly, I haven't really gotten over that awkwardness. I still occasionally feel awkward, mainly if people look at me. I feel like if you're walking down a street and there's just a couple of people around, but they're so distracted with their own thing, it's very easy to block them out. But the times that I feel most awkward is if I'm walking down a street in the city and someone walks past and they're just staring at me the whole time. That's awkward. But at the end of the day, I find that I have to remind myself how many people will be looking at it online. On average, 100 people plus will be seeing this. So why am I so worried about what one person is thinking? Mainly when that person is probably looking just because they're intrigued. In my experience, I have been vlogging in different countries around the world. I've been vlogging for nearly 4 years, actually probably 3 years because I didn't start in the first year. and I haven't had any negative experiences. I guess the main thing is just baby steps. When I first started vlogging in public, I remember I used to keep it really close to my mouth so people couldn't really tell I was vlogging, but then I'd slowly put my arm out further. Or I used to only talk for 10 seconds, hoping no one would see, but now I'll try talking for 30 seconds or a minute. And just slowly taking baby steps is what really helped me at the end of the day. Realistically, every single vlogger you watch started like that. They all felt awkward and none of them were just straight away like, hey guys, welcome back to my channel, running around in public. People aren't like that. There may be the rare person out there, but most people aren't that way. So if you feel awkward, it's very normal. Next question's from Captain Fizzman on Instagram, and the question is, what are you most looking forward to when going to Japan? I'm like, I can't even explain to you. I am always usually excited for trips, but I've never been this excited for a trip in my entire life. My boyfriend's with me and we've been together for officially 5 years now. Our anniversary was about a week ago, and every year I would go on holiday at the end of the year for a month. And most of the time, the time difference will be awful. And obviously, my trips have been amazing, but that was always something in the back of my mind. I was so aware of the fact that he wasn't here, and if he was there with me, it would have been so much better. And I'm really excited for the fact that I get to vlog the entire thing, and because the internet is good, and there actually is internet compared to Antarctica, I will get to upload as I go and get a response from you guys straight away, and I just think that will be really cool. And obviously, I have new equipment now, which I'm sure you've heard about. Things that I remember right now are things that are happening literally within the next week, which is so weird, so weird. And you may have already seen them in my vlogs. We are going to an owl cafe, which is like the cat cafe in Melbourne, but it's owls. And I'm really looking forward to going to the robot restaurant. I'm also really excited to go skiing while I'm away. I'm really excited for the snow monkeys. They're basically these monkeys that bathe in the hot springs in Japan, in the mountains. I'm really excited to go to Tokyo because I've just always wanted to go to Tokyo. It looks so beautiful. I think it'll be really fun trying out new food, and supposedly it's really good for vegetarian stuff, which will be really nice to explore. I'm really excited for the snow festival. They basically do these giant ice carvings. Excited for the really traditional temples and stuff. And if you haven't seen some of those things yet, look forward to them in my vlogs. I'm so excited for you guys to see them. Anyway, I'm gonna go on to the next question. It's from the Instagram account Shay and Jane. I don't know if that's how you say it. I'm really sorry if I meant to like actually say that as a whole name. And the question is, what's your favorite hot food to eat cold? Ooh, the first thing that comes to mind is pizza. Vegetarian pizza cold. Ooh, that shit is good. Sometimes I actually like it better cold, which is really strange. Crust pizza is amazing cold. Oh, it's so good. The vegetarian supreme is what I get. I'm pretty sure it tastes so good. Next question's from the Instagram account Jess Lufton Smith, and the question is, where is your favorite place you have traveled to? The first things that come to mind in my head right now, if I don't think too deeply, are definitely Antarctica and South Georgia in particular. When I was there, I remember saying that this is just the most beautiful place I've ever been on earth. I also really love Berlin, and I think that's because I've been there in summer and winter, so I feel like no matter what, I like it. It's not necessarily just because it's snowy, it's definitely the actual place. I love the culture there, and I really liked the food and the art and the museums. And the people were just really cool, and the history. And I also just love when I've gone to rainforests. The Amazon rainforest in particular was beautiful, and it breaks my heart hearing about how they're slowly cutting it down. Next question is from the Instagram account Bolshinik. I think that's how you pronounce it. And the question is, what was your favorite movie of 2016 and why was it The Nice Guys? I don't know if my favorite movie of 2016 was The Nice Guys, actually. I didn't really see many movies in 2016. I watched a lot of old ones, but fresh new ones coming out in 2016, I just didn't. I'm pretty sure I saw more movies than this. I just don't think I've liked all the Facebook pages for it. But on here, I found The Hateful Eight, which I assume was this year. I swear it was at the beginning of this year. Girl on a Train and Hacksaw Ridge. I might have seen another one, but maybe it wasn't that great, so I didn't like the page. I have a feeling a lot of people aren't going to like this answer, but I personally really liked the movie, and it was The Girl on the Train. Most people keep saying it's a bad version of Gone Girl, which drives me up the wall because it's a completely different story. The story was really interesting to me. I feel like they structured it in a very unique way. I feel like so many stories are linear that you just get kind of bored of it. So having that style was interesting and broke it up a little bit. This next one is from Facebook. I didn't actually save it on my Facebook page, but my friend Sachin was like, oh, you have to include this in your Q&A. And his question was, how long does it take to edit now compared to when when you started. I feel like it takes me way less time now. I remember when I used to make YouTube videos, I would have to spend the entire week editing. Obviously, I still live my life, but every day I would have to work at editing it, and it just drains me. But now I find that often, if I film the night before, I can spend all day editing it and then upload it. It is exhausting, and obviously I have to literally do nothing on that day if I want to work that way. But it's possible, and that's so cool to me because it used to be so hard to manage in my life. And in terms of vlogs, I think I'm getting so much faster too, because I'm able to edit sometimes 2 a day, which is great if I want to get ahead. And I don't know, I just feel like I'm vlogging in a way that's easier to edit. I used to just film for like 10 minutes straight and then cut between it, which made it so hard. The next question is from my Snapchat, and it's from the account Selin. I think that's how you pronounce it. I really hope I'm not pronouncing it wrong. And the question is, do you have a skincare routine? Yes, I do. And I happen to have the products here. I didn't just go and run and get them at all. Nah, they happen to be here. And funnily enough, in the past week, I'm pretty sure, or past 2 weeks, my skincare routine has changed. And the reason for that is that my Sukin cleanser in Sensitive with the pink packaging, I found just did nothing for me anymore. In general, my skin's just felt so much better since I've started using it. The reason that I discovered it was because Priceline sent me a sample to this cleanser in the mail, and I tried it out on camera in a vlog, and I was like, I love this. It is this Thursday Plantation oil cleanser, and it's deep cleansing, and it can be used on all skin types. It says it dissolves makeup, excess oils and impurities, and improves skin condition, and it literally does all of that. I use this to remove my makeup a lot of the time now because I love that it hydrates my skin and doesn't strip away any of the oils, and because it's an oil, it just removes makeup really well. And I just checked, and it's actually vegan and not tested on animals, so I officially like it so much more. And to remove my makeup, if I'm not using that, but I probably will mostly use that from now on, I either use makeup wipes, which don't really work that well on my skin, or I use the Sukin Micellar cleansing water on a little what are they called, like a cotton pad. And for moisturizer, I'm using the same one I've used for probably like 2 years now. I think they're usually like $35 to $40, which is crazy, but I haven't found anything that moisturizes my skin this well. And it is the Trilogy Ultra Hydrating Face Cream. Also used to use rosehip oil to hydrate my face before I went to bed, and that was amazing, and my skin was probably in its best condition back then. One more question, guys. My friend Ali, who is Silver Fox Beauty on YouTube, just asked me a last minute question. Are you nervous to try Japanese food, or have you had it before? I'm actually in the middle with this. I've tried some Japanese food, really basic stuff. Like I've had sushi, and I've had, I think miso soup is Japanese. And there's a soup I really love that they sell me near my university that is really like brothy, and it has vegetables and noodles and tofu in it, and it's seriously my life. Like if they had something like that somewhere near my house, I would eat that every single day. Personally, I don't like raw fish, and I know while I'm away, I'm gonna really struggle to avoid it, or I'm just gonna always have to put it aside. I'm actually really excited to try new food while I'm there. I will be a little limited, obviously, because I don't eat meat. I do still have seafood at this point in my life, so at least I'm not limited in that way, but not all seafood. A lot of it I'm like, ooh, I don't want to have that. I really want to start doing Q&As more frequently now that I'll be filming more frequently. So if you have any that you want featured in the next Q&A, feel free to ask it in the comments below of this video, and I'll be happy to answer it. Anyway, thank you so much for everybody who sent in those questions, and thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, remember to give it a thumbs up. Also, I thought I would ask you guys one of the questions I received, and the question is, if you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you go? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.